Hi fellow makeup fiends, today I'm going to do this makeup look that I've got on now, which is a casual sort of Valentine's look with a pop of colour. So I've opted for some pink as the pop of colour, and I really like how it's turned out. It's mainly using Sugar Pill shadows, and it's a bit of a chatty sort of tutorial get ready with me, so hopefully you enjoy that. I do have one eye done though, so it's just technically one eye and the rest of my face. I really enjoyed doing this. I've got some more looks coming up for Valentine's, but this is my pop of colour look. I also have a dramatic look and a more natural look, so hopefully you might like this, and let me know if you do recreate it. If you want to see how I did it, then please keep watching. Okay, here we go. So you could substitute any of the colours that I'm going to be using today for ones in your collection. Excuse the croaky voice. But I really love how this looks. So we're going to get started. I'm not going to waffle. I'm going to start with Taco or Taco. I like to call it Taco because it's T-A-K-O, and tacos are spelled T-A-C-O, and I said I wasn't going to waffle. But that's me. So I'm going to put this white all over the lid. This is just a really nice base colour. I just find it cancels out colour on your lid, but it's also just a nice colour for other shadows to go on top of. And also I'm going to be putting a shimmery white over the top of this. Now the shimmery white, this needs to have quite, like as you can see, it does look quite white. And that's what this needs. This needs to look quite white, and if you put the shimmery white on its own, it's lovely, but it lacks some of the pigmentation that Taco has to it. And that's how you get that nice crisp white colour. So it doesn't have to be a stunning bright white, but as you can see, that's really white, so that's enough. And then I'm going to actually go to the Naked 3 palette, and I'm going to use Limit in the crease. This is just something, it just softens out the edge of that white shadow, gives something for the other colours to blend into, but it's just a really pretty colour, and it's actually going just above the crease, in the crease, and just above. Then I'm going to go to Diamond Eyes. I always want to call it Diamond Dog, I don't know why I do that. But this is the Sugar Pill shimmery shade that was part of the Cold Chemistry collection. And I'm just going to pat that onto the lid on top of Taco. This just has quite a nice shimmer to it, but I find that it's not like a super glittery shadow. If you wanted something really glittery, Polyester Bride from Urban Decay is quite a nice glittery sort of white. Now I've got powder on underneath if you're wondering, because I do find that as lovely and as pigmented as Sugar Pill is, you can get some fallout, so just to protect myself I've put some powder under my eyes. And it doesn't come off so well on camera, but that just is just quite a nice soft white sort of shimmer. Itchy nose. Right, okay, so now to go in with a pink colour, which is actually Dolly Pop, which is a very bright pink, and I'm just going to pop that in the crease. I'm going to take it down to the corner of the eye and bring it across, but I'm not going to bring it right into the corner. You want most of your concentration to be here. And these are very pigmented, so I tend to put them on little at a time, because if you put too much on, it can be quite difficult. So as you can see, I brought that across to about here, which is around 2/3 from the outer corner of the eye. Frog in my throat. And I'm actually going to come back to this colour as well, so I'm not going to worry too much at the minute. Just keep it quite nice and strong on the outer corner, and just blending what's left on the brush across to the inner. Then I'm going to take a little pencil brush, and I'm going to take this one, which is Sutton Stars. I don't know why I looked, I know the name of the shadow. It's a shimmery sort of grey black. You've got to have a very light hand with this. This is incredibly powerful colour, so I actually dab some of the excess off on a tissue with this, and I'm actually just going to go right in the crease with this. and be quite gentle about it, because like I said, it is quite a dark colour. And then just bring it down to the outer corner, so it's basically creating sort of a relaxed V shape here. Less is definitely more. Don't go over the top with the dark colour. Like I said, it's incredibly complicated to dull that down. You probably have to take the whole eye look off. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. It actually went totally haywire on the other eye. It went really out of control. Now I'm going to take a blending brush and just blend that gently. Careful not to blend it this way, because you don't want to bring this dark colour this way. You just want to keep it concentrated to the outer half of the eye. Now what I want to do is I do want to go back to the white colours just to brighten that white back up. So first is Decay. Careful not to go onto that black too far, or that dark grey, the charcoal. Just take it up to that colour, and then turning the brush over, I'm going to do diamond eyes. Okay. So, taking a clean blender, I just want to blend the inner corner here, where some of the white has gone a little haywire. And we're actually nearly finished with the eye look at the moment. Going back to Sutton Stars, I want to take a little brush and be quite light-handed with this. This is going to go along the under of the eye. You want to keep it very close to the lash line. And as you can see with the white, I've actually done a bit of my eye corner, which I forgot to say. With this brush, just put that into the eye corner. And what you want to achieve is to get it just under the inner eye here and around the inner eye area, because we're going to bring this grey up to that colour. There you go. So as you can see, we brought the charcoal colour up to the white, but not right into the corner of the eye. Very important. Right, so now that's done, I'm going to use MAC's Chromographic Pencil in white. And I'm actually just going to put this on the waterline. Now this, I don't know if you can see really, it just gives a little bit of brightness on that inner rim rather than go for a dark colour. Just works well with the white on the lid. So that's it so far. Now we're going to go back to the Naked 3 palette, take a little bit of Limit, and we're actually going to take a small bit of Nuna on the same brush, and we're going to take that on the edge of this pink shadow and take it right across and just soften that whole edge of that pink. And then this is where you can go back in with your Dolly Pop if you feel like you want to add just a little bit more vibrancy to the pink. I'm not going to add too much because, to be honest, with the work that I've done, I haven't actually taken too much of the pink off. I am going to blend that into that black though, well, that charcoal colour. That'll just soften that up some more, because you want that black line there. I keep saying black charcoal. You want that line to look defined but soft, so it's quite a blurred sort of line. And then with the pencil brush, with what I've got left on of the Sutton Stars, I'm just going to blend the edge of this. So I'll bring it slightly more across into the white. And it's only got a tiny little bit left on it, and it just kind of gives a sort of smoked sort of effect there, which you can see on this eye here. So it just smokes that across. And then you want to move on to gel liner. So for gel liner, I've just got this L'Oreal one. It's really nice. And then this is Decay. This is the tricky bit. So what you want to do is just keep it quite close to the lash line. As you can see, I do have a defined black line there, but it's not a very thick one. It's reasonably thick, as in it looks like a felt tip pen stroke, but it's not like a very thick one, and I've decided not to wing it out. I'm not strong on wings anyway, but I just really like the drama of the pink and charcoal in the outer corner, and I didn't want to take out a wing into that. I think that just works for itself. So this is the eye that I have issues with putting liner on. Right, I'm actually pretty happy with that, and I'm going to take the excess and just run it underneath the eye. And that's fine. And then I'm going to use my Decay lash curlers. I don't know why I forgot the name there. I always used to curl my lashes after I put mascara on. I just thought it made more sense because the lashes were wet with the mascara, and I just thought it would be better, but everybody seems to do it first, so I've lost my mascara. I'll put it back. Okay, I've got Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. This is definitely coming to the end of its lifespan now. Very sadly, I love this mascara. You can put lashes on with this look as well. I'm just not going anywhere, so I'm not going to bother. So now I'm just going to take this highlighter brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to remove the powder from under and around the eye. And it's at this point that I would take a concealer and tide up any lines. I can't really see that I've got anything dramatically that needs sorting out there. Just have a little bit in the middle there. So just use this little pointed foundation brush, and I just put concealer under the eyes just to finish the edges. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that looks. I think that I probably just need to add a little bit more of the Sutton Stars just here. Okay, so I've just decided to take the Sutton Stars just a little bit further across. I think it just makes a little bit more sense, makes a better shape of the eye area. And then I can take a little bit of Dolly Pop and just blend that along the edge of there. That's it. And that's it for the eyes, basically. I love how they look. I love the pink and the charcoal and the white together. I think it's quite a nice sort of romantic look because it's a flash of pink, and when you're looking up you can see the pink, and then it just gives, when you look at the eye when it's closed you can see the white and the definition of the crease, and I just think it looks really pretty. It's actually one of those looks where you look at it straight on and it looks pretty, and then when you put your eyes down or close your eyes you can just see even more to it. I really love looks like that because I think it just gives more to it when it looks different when you close your eyes, if that makes sense. So, the only thing I haven't done on this side is I haven't put on my highlight. Where's my big fluffy brush? Right, so I actually decided to use Diamond Eyes for the highlight, but it's quite shimmery, so if you didn't want to go for a very shimmery highlight on the brow, then you could use something else. But I actually really like how that looks. It's not a super glittery shadow, I don't find. So I just think it just gives a really nice highlight, and it works well with the colours that you've used already. And then if you wanted to, let me find a small brush. So you can actually take the Diamond Eyes and you can pop that on the inner corner as well. I already had a little bit there, but sometimes when you work and you bring in liners and things like that, you can lose some of that. So it's just quite nice to have this quite sort of white corner of the eye. Don't go over the top and make it go too far out. And then I'm just blending that up into the pink and white there. and bringing it to make the charcoal. That's it. That is definitely it for the eyes. Got so many brushes out now. Just, you know what I'm like. I do like to normally tidy as I go, so it's I'm a bit OCD. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the rest of the face actually. So I decided to go for sort of pinky peach sort of blush. So I'm going to use my favourite palette, which is from Neve Cosmetics. It's the Blushissime palette. So I'm actually going to go for this blush, which is a Mordicon. It's a really nice pretty pink. And starting on the apples and just taking it up the cheekbone. This is just a really quite nice colour to go with this look because it's just such a pretty sort of baby sort of pink. Can't go wrong with it really. And I know it seems to take me forever to put blush on, but I've just learned that, you know, it's best to just use a little at a time and actually build it, because it's one of those things, if you put too much on, it's difficult to take off or to dull down. So, and as you can see, this is just such a pretty soft pink on the cheeks. It's really, really pretty. And I don't want to go for this really dolly cheek, because not when you've got like a pink eye, it can look a little bit too much. And then on top of that, I'm actually going to take a highlight. This is from Smashbox and it's one of their soft lights. This one is in Tint. Really pretty colour. It's kind of a pinky sort of peach. I've got the wrong brush in my hand. And I'm just going to use this brush from Real Techniques to put it on. And I don't know if you can see there, it just gives a really beautiful, very soft sort of glow. Whereas if I put my pearl on, the pearl has quite a white sort of glow to it. I do love a good highlighted cheek. And that's that. And then I have got some face powder by Too Faced, which is called Candlelight. Now I find that this is far too subtle for a highlight, but it is quite nice. Just dusted on the rest of the face. Doesn't have any glitter to it. Well, mine certainly doesn't suit me. And you just find it just gives a little bit of brightness to the skin. And it's Candlelight, and as you can see, you can't really see, it's actually quite subtle. You can see it more in person, but it just gives a little bit of a glow. So, I'm looking a bit orange, but fear not, I am not. It's the light. Okay, so now with the eyes done, now we're going to move on to the lips. Now there is so much that you could do with your lips for this look, but I'm actually just going to go for a very pretty soft pink. So for that I'm actually going to use one of the Sleek Lip 4s. This one is the Ballet palette. I always get confused about how these colours are meant to be. I think that the one I'm going to be using, well, it's this one, and I'm sure it's called Swan Lake, and I'm actually just going to use this Real Techniques brush. Now I've already put on some primer. So as you can see, this is a really nice subtle sort of pink. Then with the same brush I'm just going to use the gloss in the palette. I think this one is called Plié. It's quite a peachy colour. That's it. Very soft sort of lip. Nothing too exciting or out there or glamorous. It's just quite soft, because I think that what I wanted to create here was, although I wanted that flash of pink because it's quite pretty and girly, it's just quite a Valentine sort of colour really in a way. I wanted that flash of colour in the eyes, but I wanted the rest of the face to be fairly natural. Yeah. And that's it. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this look. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. I'm going to love and leave you and see you all soon. Bye and happy Valentine's.